back to my channel. My name is Lena and this is Diamonds and Sparkles, and thank you all so much for tuning in and for watching my videos and for the support. This is the second entire month that I spent here making videos and creating content and, starting to be a little bit more part of the community, and I am so happy. I am here recording this video for the second time because I had already recorded it. I don't really know what happened, but I was editing it and then my iMovies shut down, and then something happened to the computer. I did something, everything got deleted, but here I am once again because I don't know. I really don't want to re-record this, but what can I do, right? Okay, so this month we're going to go over the goals that I placed for myself during the month, for the month of February, what I achieved, and all the diamond paintings that I did. So this month I completed a total of 5 diamond paintings. That might sound like a lot, and it is a lot, but most of them were very small kits and budget kits. So there's nothing to be surprised or impressed about. I just have a lot of time in my hands, and yeah, I worked on a lot of diamond paintings. Let's begin now. The first one that I completed this month was my WIP that I carried over from last month, and it was my 4th finish of 2024 and my 9th finish overall over the entirety of diamond paintings that I've completed. This is a budget canvas. I got it from TEMU. To my knowledge, this is not from any artist in particular. I try my best to make sure that I'm not stealing art. I go through certain steps that I try to make before purchasing anything from TEMU or any other place like that. But please, if you recognize this image or if you can associate it with any artist, please let me know. I really want to know. I honestly always try my best, but things can happen. So let me go grab this right away so I can show it to you. So this was really confetti heavy, and it took me longer than I thought it would, but it was fine overall. This one, I started it on January the 18th and finished it on February the 2nd. With this one, I intertwined it with other kits, so even though it's a small image, it took me a little bit longer than it probably would. It took me 17 hours and 3 minutes, and I think this amount of time is because it was very confetti heavy. Like from this part on top, until I finished it, I actually placed, I grabbed all of the trays that I had and I just poured the colors directly into it because I was changing my drills so often that I was sick of it. So I just placed all of the drills lined up in little trays with the container of the drills next to it, and that's the way I approached it. And that's been the way that I've approached smaller canvases like this one, like budget canvases, and so far it's worked. Oh, I am actually noticing that 2 drills fell off, but that's what you get from a budget company, and it's totally fine. I do them because I still love doing diamond painting, even though it's not the same quality, but it's diamond painting nonetheless, and I can make my license kits last a bit longer. So this one has 17,484 drills. This is other of the things that I'm tracking right now, and the measurements is 35 by 39.5 centimeters. Now this one says it is 40 by 45, but I took a measuring tape and I measured only the area of the image, and that's what I got. And so I was thinking about maybe giving them a grade sort of, or a rating, but I decided against it because one of these canvases cannot compete with a license kit or a kit from a bigger company, so I'm not gonna do it, at least for now. But it was fine. It was kind of fun. I enjoyed it, and the image, once you step back, it doesn't look that bad, to be honest. But yeah, this was the first canvas that I finished. My second finish for the month of February was this one. It's 3 kitties peeking out and asking, "Are you pooping?" I just find it so much fun. This is like an internal joke that I have with my boyfriend. So I really enjoyed working on this one. And with this one, I did actually something a bit interesting. I am kind of a nerd at times, so I wanted to kind of estimate the amount of time that this was going to take me to finish. So what I did was that the first section that I worked on was this entire thing, like all of this up, like the RU and the borders. And I said, okay, this area took me this amount of time, and then I calculated the area of the entire kit. I divided the entire area by this area, and then I divided the amount of time that it took me, you know, like this is X times bigger than these, so if this took me this amount of time, how long it's going to take me the entire thing. And I don't know why I did. I don't know why I did that. I sometimes am a bit of a nerd with some stuff, and that's one of the examples of it. But you know, it was a spur of the moment thing. I didn't even do it with other canvases. It was just a thing. I don't know. But yeah, this one is, again, it says another size here, it says another size here, but I measured it, and it came to 39.2 by 98.8 centimeters. I started it on February the 7th and finished it on the 9th. So it took me like 7th, 8th, and 9th, 3 days only. In time, doing that whole thing that I told you about, I estimated total amount of 11 hours and 37 minutes, but it actually only took me 9 hours and 48 minutes. And my theory is that here, all the background for the RU is like 2 different colors. It's like a green and a blue, and it's not like a pattern. It's all of this is quite confetti-ish type of. And then down here, like all of these big areas, all the cats, it was pure color blocking. And I have to be honest with you, here at the bottom, I got tired of just, you know, I said it's not even noticeable like that much, the change of colors. So I just mixed these 2 colors in a tray and just placed, like if I was multiplacing, but 2 colors at once, and you cannot really notice. Like I just did it and I didn't care that much. I think that's one of the reasons it took me a smaller amount of time, but whatever. This one had a total of 14,946 hours. And actually for this one, I also timed the time that it took me to kit up, and it took me only 21 minutes. Now, this one was the first time that I worked with double-sided adhesive. When I got it, it got the transparent protective film. So I thought it was going to be per glue like the other ones. And I've heard like everywhere that if you got one with the plastic cover, you can be pretty much sure that it's going to be poured glue. But this one came like that, and it was not that. It was double-sided adhesive. So I really didn't like that. In this one, there were a lot of places where there were like bubbles and creases and stuff, but it was still okay. I think it was working on. My kitty's talking to me. She wants attention. But no, well, not attention. She wants to go out, but I already took her out, and she decided to get inside again. No, mi vida, ya salimos. Te saco al ratito, ¿sí? I think she's not happy with that. I told her that we were going to go out again later, but not right now. Okay. my baby girl. She's a girl. She's actually old. She's actually old, but she doesn't look old. She looks really, really young. Okay. So yeah, there's that, I guess. Next up, we have this one. This is a mandala. This is also from TEMU. It was my canvas number 6 of 2024 and my number 11 overall. This one, again, it says 30 by 30, but it's actually 24 by 24. I measured it with like a measuring tape and all that. I started it on February the 10th and finished it on February the 12th. It took me only 3 hours. And actually with this one, when I was doing this one, it was during a weekend, and I didn't spend much time during those days working on it, like 40 minutes to 1 hour tops every day. So that's why it took me 3 days, but you know, it's absolutely fine. It's completely okay. The amount of drills, unknown. You know, this is a partial image, like where a partial image is where you don't have to place drills in every single place. Like it has adhesive only in some parts, and I really don't mind that. And I'm not gonna count those up. I mean, I guess I could, like, it's a symmetric image, so I guess I could like count a section and then multiply it and get like an average or a round number of an estimate, but I'm not doing that because I'm lazy. So yeah, this one was the first kit ever where I worked with drills that were other shape other than the regular round or squares. I got to work with these ones that are pretty big. They look like pearls almost. Like they look like pearls almost. These ones that are like a teardrop. These ones are also a teardrop. And with this one in particular, I didn't kit up because since there were such a small amount of drills of each color and of each shape, I just worked with each drill specifically. I mean, I didn't divide it in sections to work on it. I just took the protective plastic and I say, okay, I'm gonna start working with these ones, and then with the teardrops, and then with the other ones. And I just went, you know, color by color, shape by shape, and working on every single place where that drill went in particular. So I actually liked working that way, but of course it's not something you can do with every single color and with every single, not color, with every single canvas. So I think I'm gonna do that whenever I work on these type of canvases. But I really enjoyed it. I never, as I said, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did, but I really did. I think this month I'm gonna work on another mandala that I have laying around that is also from TEMU, and that one I think has glow in the dark drills. I remember that I posted a haul of that and I got a comment saying that, I mean, I said in that video that I thought that was my assumption, that those drills, that some drills in specific were going to be glow in the dark, and someone confirmed it. So I really want to work on that soon, highly likely this month. We'll see. This itty bitty thing, I worked on it again on February. This was my 7th finish of the year and my 12th finish overall. It's a very small one. It's 24.5 by 24.5. I started it on the 19th and finished it on the 22nd. It took me 6 hours and 3 minutes. I didn't actually I didn't measure the amount of time that it took me to kit up. I think I forgot, to be honest, but it's absolutely fine. I don't mind. The amount of drills that this took was 7,744 drills, and it was like an okay-ish image. This was also from TEMU. It's also a budget canvas, and I thought I was going to like it more than I did. I'm realizing that all of these images have a lot of confetti that, and you know, sometimes, I mean, most times confetti is great because it gives it more detail. But for me, at least with this type of kits, that much confetti, it doesn't, I don't know. I just don't think it works that well. But, you know, I cannot ask for too much whenever we're talking about this type of canvases that are from, you know, that are budget ones and that are very cheap. But one thing that this kit in particularly helped me realize was that I like working a lot with yellows. Other kits have made me realize that I love working with pinks and with pastels, but since this one had a lot of yellows and oranges, like the oranges, I don't really mind them. I don't really care for them that much, but yellows, I really liked working on yellows. So that's something that I'm going to consider the next time that I buy a kit, a budget kit or a license kit, any of those. I just, you know, there's another thing to note of from now on. Now let's move over to the last kit that I finished in its entirety for the month of February. So last but definitely not least, I finished this kit. This is Underwater Train by Mrs. Butter D from Diamond Art Club. This has become my favorite canvas that I've completed so far. It made me realize so many things that I was kind of suspecting, but as I said, this confirmed it. The color palette that I like to work with, the shape of drills that I like to work with, the size of the canvas that I like to work with, everything about it. I just really, really loved it. Oh, here's like a thread of something. So this one was my 8th finish of the year and my 13th finish overall. I'm not going to be too specific about some things because of this particular kit. I'm going to have an entire video, a post review, because as of right now, I am doing a post review of every single kit that I have and that I finished that is licensed. I just think it's important to, if there's an art piece by someone who you really, really enjoy, or if there are like technical things about a company or, anything of that matter, I think it's important to showcase it, to get it out there. And although I don't need this kit, needs a lot of, how do you say that word? A lot of promotion, that is a word, because it is highly, highly popular. I don't care. I love it too much not to speak about it. But yeah, if you want to know my thoughts on it, I loved it. 15 out of 10. If you want my more in-depth thoughts about it, I'm going to be posting that post review really, really soon. Probably next week, I think. But yeah, long story short, I loved it. This kit took me to start to finish 25 hours and 2 minutes over the span of 10 days because I started it on February the 15th and finished it on February the 22nd. And that was taking almost a week, like 5 or 6 days off working on this because I really, really enjoyed it. And I said, oh, this has to last me more time. So I tried to work on other kit in between this, but I was like at 40-ish% of it when I said, you know what, I can't, I just have to finish it. And I did. And I loved every single second of it. I flew through it and I just adored it. This had a total amount of drills of 45,612, and it took me 53 minutes to kit up. There were very few downsides, if you can call it that, to this kit, but they're not really downsides. Yeah, it's just specific things that I noticed. One of them was, this is not exactly an issue because I believe it was mostly me, that it's a me thing, not a canvas thing, but this color, this purpley color, that is 552 in the DMC code, when it was in the tray, it looked like 2 different colors. And it's really, really weird because once I'm seeing it here on the canvas, I cannot notice those 2 colors. But on the tray, I did notice, they looked like if they were 2 different colors, but apparently they aren't. So it's highly likely a me thing. And another thing about it is that a section here at the bottom, I by mistake placed my like very fussy sweater on top of the glue, and there was a section that like got filled with that with how do you say that word, with fibers of my sweater, and the drills would not stick at all, but I was able to fix it. And I go into depth of that on my post review. So yeah, overall, the bad things, quote unquote, about this kit were not really bad things. And one of those that could have ruined the canvas was a totally me thing. And I was also very nervous about burning this canvas because when that happened and the drills were not sticking, I was like, oh, it's fine. If something happens, I can just contact Diamond Art Club. I have like warranty. But then I remember and was like, oh no, I cannot do that because I got this kit from a distash group. So that warranty doesn't apply to me. So I was really, really worried, but I managed to salvage it. And that only goes into account and to tell you that even though you make a silly mistake, yeah, the quality is there and it makes it really easy to fix it. Now, I'm not saying that you can fix every single problem that you come across your diamond painting, but at least that specific problem for me, it was totally fine. Nothing happened. So I'm glad about it. I actually forgot to tell you a little more about this one. This one is in rounds. Diamond Art Club also has it in squares, and the size for this one in rounds is of 50.7 by 70.6 centimeters. In squares, this is a bit smaller because the size of the squares is a little bit smaller than the rounds, but it really just depends on your preference on whether you want it in squares or rounds. I wanted this in rounds, and I'm so glad I did, because I discovered my favorite overall diamond painting, and I am super happy about it. So one thing that I decided that I was going to be doing in these monthly overviews of what I did regarding diamond painting was to keep track of certain things. Like, one of my goals, as I said, was to finish that WIP in particular last month, and other of my goals was to get to the 80% point in one of my big kits, that is flower delivery. I said I wanted to go into the 80% mark, and I didn't achieve that. I actually only got to about 55-ish%. I'm going to insert a picture over here of my progress so far, and that was because that specific kit is very, very confetti heavy, and I found myself feeling really overwhelmed, and I didn't want it to make myself so tired and so overwhelmed by it that I didn't want to work on it. So that's why I decided that whenever I felt myself going there, I was going to be working either on a budget kit or a simpler kit. That's basically why I was able to finish this one, because there was an entire week and a half where my focus entirely was on this one, and a few other days where my focus was entirely on budget kits, and that definitely translated into having the spark again, if you wish, for my bigger canvas. Because when I finished this, I started working again on flower delivery, and I actually was able to make progress, and I was not feeling overwhelmed or tired or any of that. So that's why my goal for flower delivery is not going to be finishing it, but we're going to go over that in a few minutes. As of the summary, if you will, of February, the amount of kits that I finished during the month of February was 5. The amount of drills placed was roughly 83,786. Now, this amount is bigger because here I'm only taking into consideration the amount of drills of an entire completed piece. Like, I'm not counting the drills that I placed for the mandala one. And also, I'm not counting the ones that are right now placed in flower delivery, that I definitely made progress on that during the month of February, but I'm not counting them until I finish the piece. So if I am able to finish it in March, then all the amount of drills of that canvas are going to go in the month that I finish that specific kit, if I'm making any sense. So, other goal was the amount of hours. I didn't state it a specific amount of hours. I only said that I wanted to be close to 100. I knew, or I was pretty much sure that I was not going to be able to reach that because the month is shorter, but I was able to reach the 94-hour mark and 16 minutes. These taking into consideration that this month has a less amount of days, and that for about 5 or 6 days, my average of hours worked on diamond painting was not as big as some other days. I'm going to keep track of the day where I worked the least on a diamond painting, and that was on February the 20th, and I worked for 41 minutes. The most amount of time that I worked was on February the 7th, and I worked for 6 hours. And the WIPs that I'm carrying over as of right now is only flower delivery, and I'm about 55%-ish. As I said again, my goal is not to finish this one. I am in no rush. I want to enjoy it, and it's a very big piece and a big and a very heavy confetti piece, so I'm not rushing it at all. And if I can finish it in March, that's gonna be great, but if I don't, again, it's totally and completely fine. Now I did something. We're going to start making kind of goals and writing them down for the following month. For the month of March, my first goal is going to be work on 100 hours. That is a specific goal for the first 2 months of the year. That was kind of like in my mind, but I didn't put it down anywhere. So seeing how I did in January and February, I think that it's something I can achieve. Again, it's a goal, but it's not like something that I have to do. It's something that I would like to accomplish, but if I don't, it's going to be absolutely fine and everything is okay. The next goal that I am going to have for the month of March is finish the 2 budget kits that I have left. I have one that is similar to the cat one that I showed you, but it's smaller. And I have another mandala one, so those are the two that I want to finish. My goal number 3 is to just make more progress on flower delivery, regardless of the amount of progress. Progress is progress, and I'm happy with that. I just want to enjoy as much as I can that piece, as I already stated. And my last goal for March is to finish at least one of the little diamond kits that I got. Right now I have the Harry Potter ones. I have 5. I have Harry, Ron, Hermione, Luna, and Draco Malfoy. I have actually an unboxing of those, and I actually have I recorded a kitting up video that's going to go up soon, and I kitted up Draco, Luna, and Hermione because I thought that those were the ones that I wanted to start working with. But right now, the one that I really, really want to work on is Hermione, but Harry's is like itching me. I close my eyes and I see that kid and I want to work on it right away. But I don't know, maybe I'm gonna work on Harry's one instead of the other ones. I don't know, it's completely fine. What my mood tells me to do, I'm gonna do. But yeah, those are my goals for the month of March. So this was it for today's video, my monthly overview for the month of February, where we went over all the progress that I made on my kits and the things that I finished and the things that I want to accomplish. I am so happy and so grateful that I am in this community, and I never thought to join it really, but now that I'm here, I'm so glad I did. Thank you all so much for subscribing and commenting and liking. You, every time that I see like my views go up or a comment or a like, I just giggle. Like it's I feel so fuzzy inside. I don't know how to explain it, but thank you so much. I am so glad to be part of this community. So if you like this video, please make sure to like it, to comment if you want. Let me know down below if you have goals for the next month, or if you accomplish anything really during the month of February. And see you all guys later. Bye bye.